Bob's Garden. I'm Bob. This is part of our continuing series on vegetable gardens. We're here in the Northwest Hills of Connecticut in the early spring, and we're ready to start planting. So I want to show you some parts of this vegetable garden here. We have these vegetable garden boxes. They measure 8 feet by 4, so that gives us 32 square feet. We can plant a lot of vegetables in this amount of space. And they're filled with topsoil and enriched soil and composted already. And we have a fence here, and this fence goes 6 inches below the ground, and then it forms a V, so burrowing animals cannot get in. It's very important. There's this nice gate here that we can come through, and this gives us a very easy way to harvest, because you're harvesting at this height, and you can do weeding. You don't have to lean over so much. I can just sit down here like this and do some weeding. It's good on Bob's back. So it makes it easier, less weeds, although we will get weeds in here, but they're much easier to control. So these boxes work out very well for us. Now I'm going to turn you over to my expert on vegetable gardens, my son.
Hello, Son of Bob here, and today we're going to be covering our cool weather vegetable seeds. We are in Zone 5, and our last date for frost is May 3rd. So this is perfect temperatures to plant these seeds. So we're going to be planting some peas, some arugula. We're also going to be planting some carrots and cilantro, and last but not least, our onions and lettuce. We get our seeds from this catalog, and you can purchase seeds from your local garden shop. We're going to cover some tools as well. You're going to need your claw and some garden tags and a marker for organization. So here we have our peas, and the back of the package for the peas mentions how this depth you want and the seed spacing. So we're going to plant these 1 to 2 inches down and keep them 1 to 2 inches apart. So we're going to take our claw here, kind of scratch up our line that we want to make, and then we're going to take our fingers and get it to the depth that we want. And we're going to take our seeds and plant them just like that. Keep them apart. And what I like to do with peas is I like to plant them in 2 different boxes. The reason I do that is because we're going to be staking these, and it might be difficult to pick the peas if they're side by side, and if you have vegetables in the middle of your box, you don't want the peas on either end because you won't be able to reach your vegetables in the middle. So I like to do it in 2 different boxes, and the other reason why I like to do that is because peas introduce nitrogen into the soil. So I'm going to finish this up, and I will show you what the row looks like, and we'll continue on with our other seeds. Okay, about what I say. So this is our onion sets. They come in red, yellow, and white onions. We get a variety mix. So we're going to take our onion, we're going to push it down so that just the very top of it will be exposed when we cover this up. So it's going to look something like that. And we're just going to kind of go down the line and continue to plant and leave them exposed until you're ready to cover them up so you know where you are. But when you do cover them up, the very tip should be exposed. So this is our seed spacing for the onions. You can get a better idea of how far you want them apart. And again, you just want to make sure that those tops are just poking out. If they get covered up, it's no big deal. But you can get an idea of what the entire row looks like all the way down. We're just going to cover these up, and that'll be it for the onions. This is our carrot seed spacing. As you can kind of see, some of them are grouped up, but we can thin those later. But generally, you want them a little bit apart. And it might be difficult to see, but you can get a general idea of what it looks like. Everything is covered up, and I'm going to show you some other things I did off camera. So we have our cilantro here, and we're going to give you an idea of the spacing for that, so you can see how far apart they are and how deep they are. Always follow the back of the package for a guide. Then we move on to our Astra Arugula, and these I did short rows of 3, because Astra Arugula can be harvested multiple times during the season. I'll try to get a good close-up of the seeds there, and you can see how far apart they are. And we do the short rows so that we have room for other things in the garden. Last but not least, we have our lettuce. We bought the lettuce from our local garden shop. As for the cool weather vegetables, that's all there is to it.
We had another helper with us today. This is Teddy. Thank you for watching Bob's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe, share, and comment on my videos. And remember, be curious, not judgmental.